Florida. Well, I'm not going to do just Florida. I want to show a couple things here. This is going to be some of the charts that I use for Florida, not just for Florida, for Pick 4 in general. And like I said, there's many different ways to do things, but this is, how I do things. So maybe it will help you. So first thing I look at when I start is I look at the single box pair pattern and I see what is out. And when it comes to Pick 4, remember when one of these are yellow, because there's only 15, when one of these are yellow, it flips pretty fast. I mean, look at right now we have 3 and 13. It's out 12 and out 10. Only 12 draws, only 10 draws. But now when you look at this, I'm looking at the pre-sorted one right now. I also have a regular straight version open. But honestly, I'm just going to X out of that right now because I don't use it. Wow, I just shut a tab. That's crazy. So I am going to do just a pre-sorted for now. And I'm going to show you, because I'm mainly focusing on Pick 3, but I just wanted to show a couple things here on the Pick 4. Like, if I just go to the top, if I just go to, let me just draw this down so you can just see the top of this SG box pairs pre-sorted. If you look at this, okay, what you're going to see is pretty much, typically, always, you're going to see all of the numbers, okay? I mean, in the pink, you have 1 through 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And then you got the blue, 6, 7, 8, just looking randomly here, 9, 10, right? Many of them. And then you have the yellow, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. You can see, I mean, I'm thinking Pick 3 right now, but look at Pick 4. We're going to the 5th. I mean, you don't even have to do that. You could pull this thing up and probably have, where it says this Pick 4 Derek Project, and you're probably going to have them all in there even, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. I mean, you're going to have them all in there. I mean, could I even go up further? We have the whole site in here. I got right up to the top. 1, 2. Okay, we don't have the 3, 4, 5. And then let's see, 6, 7, 8. We have the 9 and the 10 and 11, 12. And no 13, 14, 15. So there it is. There's the 3 and the 13 are out, right? And it's not that long. But look at, if I just go and grab a random spot here. I mean, look at, just this random spot. You got 13. You got 3. Do another one. Random spot right here. You got 13. You got 3, 3. So they rotate so fast in the Pick 4. And it's like in the Pick 3, they can go out a little bit longer. But, I mean, the Pick 4 is just, I mean, look at that. Out 12 and 10, and they're already yellow, right? We're doing combined. I got to just jump over to some more combined here. 7 and 12, only out 8 and 11. Indiana, 7 and 6. I'm not going to do a bunch of these. I'm going to show you a couple more. Kentucky's a one-draw state. So 15 is really only, 7 or 8, right? Big difference. But still, I mean, same thing. And let's look again. Let's do Missouri. 2 is yellow. It's out 11 draws. You'll be getting a 2 here any draw now. And it's so incredibly useful because we're going to look at the 3 and the 13. So that's the first place, a good place to start. So let's look at the 3 and the 13. Go down here to single box pair patterns. Here's the 3, and here is the 13. One of these pairs, if not a couple of them together, will be hitting. Like guaranteed. It's not going to stay out probably another draw or 2. It could, but I doubt it. So 3 and 13, I would look at these if you're in Florida. One of these pairs. Come on, I hate when it does that. So what you can do with that now, when I start, I've already shown that what I do is I go to my slasher and I load up my SBP pick 4. I have my main. I call it my main. I'm still working on it because I'm still kind of messing around with it. Right now, currently, when I hit start, I have 300 numbers boxed to start with instead of 715. I encourage you to copy these 300 or whatever. They hit a lot. I mean, they hit a lot. And what I did is I included all 3 colors of my SBP and the SB pairs. So I used to do just BPY, but I'm not right now because it is a hit or miss. I mean, it's still every time you see a flame, there's a BPY, right? That's when there's a blue, pink, and yellow used. Still, very often there is a BPY, right? And if you're playing online, you can time it because it hits a lot, right? But I am going to be a little bit more careful in my startup page here. If I do BPY, I think it gets me down like 180 or something like that. But I have 300 here, and I am thinking about adding some 12, just because as I go through different states, I know statistically that 12 is not up there as much as some of the other ones, but it sure seems to I'm just randomly looking at it now, and I'm seeing it in there. It sure seems to drop in there. No, it's not going to show up, but yeah, I mean, you look at the distribution charts here for sums, and there's a reason why I got that 13 through 23 because they're up there. Here it is. Here's the 23. So 380 up to the top, right? Really looking at those 3 hit a lot. You could even include that. So 16, 17, that's what I'd say. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Those hit the most. I would say if those are out for, a little while, they're coming back for sure. Something you can focus on. And another thing I like to look at is the frequency charts for sums too. Let's just look at the 8 years here. Looking at descending here, how many times they're drawn, right? And it's like there's, let's see a drop off here. So 11, let's see, 12. 12 is actually above it here. Look at that. This is for, look at that. 12 is actually above 13. So, just because statistically it hits more on the distribution chart, I guess, I still think I think I'm gonna add 12 because I see it way too often, it hitting. Now, what I like to do is look at like 40, 50 draws, and I'll just keep it in descending, and I will look at what's left in the batch. So right now we have, I would say I would look like at that 20 for sure, maybe the 10, but that 20, look at that. So in 40 draws combined, there has not been a sum 20. Of course, sum 20, look at 1,000 draws. Let's see, sum 20 is at 55 compared to, well, I guess it's up there. That's 1,000 draws. Think about that. Isn't that crazy? But it's combined. So let's do 4 years. Where's 20? 176. Still blows my mind that it's not hit more than that. But 40 draws. I would look at that 10 and I would look at that 20. And if you wanted to go to 30 draws, there's that 20, 22, and 23. So these right here would be good ones to focus on for Florida, I think. You could add in maybe 14. I think I remember seeing that somewhere. Now you could look at midday alone too. Like right now that 10, only 10. But we're at midday alone, so now you're going to have to up the draws. I mean, you're going to have to go down in the draws here. 20, 16, so 10, 20. There's that 20. It'd be good though. 10, 20, and 16, maybe. It's just one way of looking at sums instead of always just looking at the frequency chart. I mean, the chances charts. And then, like I said, this 3 and 13 is going to be hitting. Now you can go over here and reduced options, and you can just copy the 3 and 13 if you wanted to, but I already have this ready for me. So I just go right here, single box pair patterns, and I'm just going to put in 3 and 13. So one of these have to hit. They don't both have to hit, but one of them do. So it takes me from 300 box numbers down to 139. This is for Florida. Now, what I would like to also show is that for Florida, you have, and I'll get to some charts here in a second. You have, sorry, had a chart open up I wanted to show for Florida. I guess I could just show the main chart. If you look at this for Florida, you've had a 4 as the lowest swing digit and a 3. There hasn't, I would go back for that 0 or 1 because that's what dominates, 0 and 1. So I'm going to say tomorrow 0 or 1 for a lowest winning digit. Let's see. So the sum range tomorrow has to be between these. I'm saying no all high. I don't play those because statistically they don't hit a lot. That's why also I'm playing only singles and doubles. Okay. I don't play anything else because it's not worth your time. Look at the types. Look how often these hit. They're just like triples and doubles and quads. I mean, 10. Are you kidding me? You can go like years without seeing stuff, and you can go for like Christmases before you see stuff. I'm not playing that, I mean, if you look at, for example, look at the sums. Sums 31 through 36 out of 100 plus now coming up. It's like when you get in on that, you're like, oh man, 31 through 32, 33 is going to hit here any draw. You're saying that at like 85, and then you waste money for like a week, and you're like, all right, I'm done with that, and it still doesn't hit. That's why I can't play things that are super far out, because if it says 100, who knows, who says this isn't going to go to 125, or maybe it will be 100, maybe it'll be tomorrow, but who says it can't be 150? Let's see, like Arkansas again, 100, Delaware 94. I mean, unless you're a person who plays high and you can track it and be like, okay, now it should be hitting because it's kind of at its peak, And if you look at it, 96, I mean, some of these do look like they're getting close to their peak, doesn't it? See, I don't track any of this stuff. So, I mean, I'm just kind of peeking through here, and it's like, maybe there will be at 31, so maybe that's something to look at now. I don't normally ever do that, but, could be that. See, we're at 99, so maybe there will be at 31. So there are times, I guess, to look at it, See, I don't track the stuff, so if you track it, you might be able to get that. And that really lowers your numbers, doesn't it? Still not going to play it, even though it could hit. You can if you want to, but so this is what I'm looking at, and I'm sticking with that. And then I was going to say that I'm thinking pre-sorted A is going to be a 0 or a 1. Down to 78. And then I'm going to look at, I said 20 and 16. I don't know if I want to do that. 20 and 16. Let's just do that. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to keep it at that. That's 78 box numbers right there for Florida. Now what I like to show is charts here. So if you look at, you can look at a few different things here. So go down to my charts. Oh my gosh, come on. All right, we're going to let's look at this one first. Right here. Derek box system ABC. Now this is for pick 3, but you can use it for a pick 4. So what you're going to do is you're going to go down to pre-sorted ABC, and you are going to, Let's just go like this. Let's go to 8 years. Okay, in 8 years here. Okay, now what you're looking at, I'm going to show you. You can do the same thing over here, just like I show in other videos here for other states. Box system right there, ABC. I'm going to do the pre-sorted ABC for now. I'm going to show you here. See, these are the top ones that hit a lot. A1, B1, C2, A1, B1, C1. Okay, I don't like the C because let's do the AB, AB or AC. I'm not sure which one I'm going to do. Let's see. Look at the ABD, 2,000, 1,500. That's a good one. Let's see what ABC or ACD looks like. See, those are getting closer, so I don't like that. Let's do ABD. Okay, so ABD, these are the top 3. You could say the top 2 right there. These 2 dominate. And then maybe like this one and this one. And this one could be in a category. And then these could all be in a category. Let's just say these top 2 for now. So A1, B1, C3, A2, B1, C3, they dominate, right? And so now when you go over here and we look at that, ACD, it's the same one, 8 years. A1, B2, C3, A1, B3, C3. Go back, look at that. A2, B1, C3. Okay, ABD. I'm doing ABD. I was going to say something's not right there. It's ABD. A1, B1, C3, A2, B1, C3. A2, A1, B1, A2, B1, C3. See that? Okay. There we go. Now you can backtrack stuff. You can look at these top 2. They don't not dominate as much as I would like. See that? I like to see that more. So this isn't, I'm just showing you real time here how you can mess with these charts to make them, manipulate them to show you something that you want to see. But just looking at these top 3, now I'll go over to reduced. How many does that give you? 123, 87, and 63. Okay, you can definitely find better than that. But I mean, just as an example, I'm gonna keep it under for now. I'm gonna show you here, like, see the lowest winning digit, or not winning digit, but times drawn here. Okay, 3. That's only out 3. And as you flip through these, you'll see there's the zeros, only out 0, out 0. And see, we're doing just the top 3 right now for this particular filter. Okay. I'm just jumping around here. Iowa. Look at that, 0. That's a hit. Every single one of these is a hit because we're including all of these, right? As a starting point. We're trying to find starting points. Look at that. Only out 3 draws before it hits. Is that the longest I've had so far? 1. 0. See that? New Jersey. 0. And you can find much better ones than this. This one's out 5. But that wasn't combined. 4. Looking at them combined here. Ohio out 0. See this? They hit so often. If it's out just a few draws, just a few, it's coming back. I mean, this is facts right here, right? This is proof. This isn't just like a rundown tic-tac-toe stuff. This is like legit. Look at this. All these are hits. Every single one of these. Only 1 draw out. Wisconsin, 2. See, we're doing just a 3. So like I said, with that information, you can play, just focus on these 3, right? Or we were just doing the top 2. Oops, I was wrong on that. So top 2 would be a couple hundred, right? A couple hundred numbers to start with. I wish I would have looked at those for the top 2. How many times was it in the top 2? So out 3, Pennsylvania, out 3, New Mexico, out 2, Michigan, out 1, Indiana, out 1. That's how often these repeat. So it starts you off with like 200 box numbers, and that's before you do any other filtering. Look at that. You see what I'm saying? So that hits so often. Like if you wanted to, you could just make it easy on yourself. Just copy this, bring it over to the charts, dump it in here as box numbers. Don't worry about all the percentages. And down to 45 box numbers. See, now I have it as 0 as 1 on the A, and I have this hitting. And now I'm going to move this around a little bit. I'm going to say that 20, 16. I think those would be good ones for tomorrow. I know 14 was a possibility too. Down to 10 box numbers. Now this is boxed. I do not have any of this stuff applied. You can see here the V-track cluster. Anytime that V-track cluster is going to hit, and that is right here. And that's every single time you see an orange. That's a V-track cluster hit. Hits a lot. That's when all three colors are used. And if you do get the chance to apply that, that really drops it down. But I mean, let's look at the actual sums to shows out right now. Oh, 0 and 9. I was going to say 0 and 9 key, and then also the 1. So I'd say the 1, 0, or a 9 tomorrow for sure. So let's see that. We already know about the 1, 0, but I'm looking for 9. 0, 9. There's a 2, 4, 9. 0, 3, 4, 9. 0, 4, 7, 9. 14, 69. Okay. Let's look at the actual sums on this to see what it shows. So at 10, okay, so I don't care about that. It's 2016. Let's go to, here we go, 20. Let's go to 500. I don't care about that 10. You can play if you want, but I don't care about it. 50. At 20, there's that 19 hanging out there at 23, out 23. At 20 though, right? 20 should be coming back. Do we have any here? Are 20, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. That's a 20 right there. So that's what I would focus on for Florida. But, just showing something, things I do. Look for that lowest winning digit, 0, 1, dominate. This isn't really showing me much. Look at the colors here. I don't see much. That 3 and 13. So you could look at that 3 and 13. I'm going to make another video here because I'm going to talk about pick 3. So this is just a little something I do. More on the charts later. I'm trying to really focus in on pick 3. And then I'm going to use it in the pick 4. But like I said, you can find a little bit better ones than this too. Like if you do V clusters boxed, see this is the clusters, right? Boxed. Look at the top 3. Just total domination here in the ABD. Let's see what the ABC is. It's a little bit closer there. So let's look at that ACD. 1800 to 96. Don't care about the BCD. So we're looking for that A. So we're at 980 to 944. Yeah, let's just say, sometimes I like for pick 4, like what's better to track, the B or the C? The C is typically going to be a higher number when it comes to boxed. 6, 7, 6, 4. I mean, it can be lower, but a lot of times it's going to be a higher number. That's what I was thinking, because like that B position, I'm looking like 2, 3s, and 4s. Once in a while, 5s. So I think either of those are really up in the air, so you can just pick either one of these. But I mean, looking for the ABD. So that's dominating right there. Those 3, right? So you can go to reduced, and right now we're at boxed pre-sorted ABD. These 3 are going to give you too many numbers. Okay. Let's do ACD. Because I know I had one that was a lot lower. See, this is why I have to focus in on pick 3 right now, I think. But you can really get the numbers down low because you can do the exact same thing over here on the charts. Look at the BC boxed and bring that back over to the most recent. And you'll see right here, these 3, look how much they dominate. And look at how often they're out 2. And it's going to be the same thing like I did earlier. You're going to jump around here and you're going to see hits. Like if you're including all 3 of these, it doesn't matter if one of these says 50. All you care about is what's the lowest number in here. That means it's hitting like constantly, right? 0, just hit. See what I'm saying? Kentucky, 1, right? Massachusetts, 0. Missouri evening, 0. New York, 0. Look at that. These are all hits, 0. See what I'm saying? So what you can do with that is if your state hasn't had a hit from this batch of numbers, just in a few draws, it's coming. Okay? It eliminates all these numbers to start with. And then, if you think that's going to be the case, then you can, once again, go to the slasher, drop it into the numbers boxed, hit start, brings it down a lot lower, Just things you can do. Now, I'm not saying I know if these are going to hit for Florida, but I mean, I don't even know if that applies what I just did. Like, where's Florida right now in this? Florida. So, yeah, well, just hit. See what I'm saying? So each one of these is a hit. So you could say maybe one of these top 2 is going to hit, right? Maybe. Let's go to midday alone and see where we're at. Okay, yeah. Heck yeah. Midday. Tomorrow. For sure. So, I mean, there has to be, let's recap here. So there has to be a 0 or a 1 for a lowest winning digit. There has to be some 16 or 20, which is probably a little too risky. 3 or 13 for the single box pair pattern. I'm not even going to pick a color. That can all stay. I do think there'll be a pink, though. So I do think there'll be a pink. But before I change that, we'll take a look. So just look at those right there. See if this changes it. And then I'm thinking, that's what I'm thinking. So I don't have 10 in here, so I can't even add that in here. Well, I could add it, I guess. That 10 was yellow. That's some 10. That's some 19 was lingering too. Just see what that goes up to. 8 numbers. Anyway, I'm going back to pick 3. I just want to show some of the charts, and I'll make a video here for pick 3. So I think that'll be it for now. All right.